Hello, everyone. Hope all of you are well. Today we're going to see how to use and what deal BnBvestor is used for. When you subscribe to ReFX, you have your main product. I'm here logged into ReFX, but you will see that you have different options in your control panel. You have Deal Generator, that's an app that we sell on its own, and it's used for what's called driving for dollars. If you want to know more about Deal Generator, feel free to schedule a coaching or give us a call and ask any questions, or visit our YouTube channel, our help section, or previous webinars, and you will find recordings on how Deal Generator works. But today we're going to center on BnBvestor. BnBvestor is an application that, again, we sell on its own, but when you subscribe to ReFX, you get complete access to our sub-product, that's BnB and Deal Generator, and you can log into them with the same credentials that you use for ReFX. You have to make sure you are logged in. So let's click here on BnBvestor and get started. Okay, when you click on BnBvestor, it just takes you out and sends you to the website of BnBvestor. As you see, BnBvestor is an analytical of vacational rentals data. That is, it takes the data from Airbnb and analyzes it for you. So if you're interested in this type of business, buying a house or renting a house or a couple houses and putting it for rent per days, bed and breakfast, so a vacational rental, however you want to call it. This application will allow you to see where are the best places, states, counties, areas to incur in this type of business, which are the best months, the best seasons, which are the best type of properties, whether single one bedrooms, two bedrooms, studio types. That's what this will allow you to see. So let's go ahead and log in. As I told you, you will log into BnBvestor with the same credentials that you use to log into ReFX. Here we are. Just click on login. Supposed to ReFX, BnBvestor. Well, when you're subscribed to ReFX, you will have access depending on your subscription to ReFX. If your ReFX account is all counties, that is, you have access to all the counties in Florida, and also when you're all counties in ReFX, you have access to all other states that we have in our data right now. So now we have, apart from Florida, we have data for Georgia, Maryland, New Jersey, Massachusetts. So if you're subscribed for all counties in ReFX, you will have access not only to Florida, you will have access to all of the United States. If you're subscribed for one county, you will have access not to one county, but for the whole state of Florida. So depending on what subscription you have for ReFX is the access that you'll have for BnB. So for all counties, those of you that have all counties, you will have access to all of the United States. And if you have one county in your subscription for ReFX, you have access only to Florida. I would like to let you know that apart from the United States, we have data in BnB for almost all countries. However, with your subscription to ReFX, you will only have access to the United States. If you look at it, take a look, use it, see if you're interested, and if maybe you're interested in the data for another country, give us a call and you would have to subscribe to that country. We'll give you all the information that you need. Give us a call. So let's see what we have here. Sorry. Okay. When we log in, as you saw, the system does have a GPS, so it takes you directly to where you are. I typed in Miami-Dade, so we're going to see the data for Miami-Dade. You can narrow down your results for type of property, entire place, bedrooms, baths, guests, but I'm not going to select any of that. I just selected the area and click on apply. So what we have here, first of all, we have the overview. In the overview, we have rental index, that is how the rental market has been, according to this graph, progressing from January 21st up to January 22. As you see, beginning of the pandemic, it did go down, but it has steadily increased along the throughout the year. And right now we have it's at the top of 15K, almost 15K. The rental types, as I told you, this will allow you to know which type of property are the ones that people look for when looking for vacational rentals or per day rentals, BnB rentals. As you see, the one that they look for more is 1 bedroom, followed by 2 bedroom properties. Then you have the studios, 3 rooms, and 4 rooms. The type of hosts. These are in this particular area that I selected, as I told you, I selected Miami-Dade. In this particular area, we have mostly single listing hosts. That is, the people that have been listings in this area, the great majority of them, we're talking about 500, almost 500, 5K, have only one listing. They have only one property for sale. Then we have multi-listing hosts. These are hosts that have up to 5 properties. We have almost 2,000 hosts that have more than one property, up to 5 properties. And we have a little bit over 1,000 hosts that have more than 5 properties, could be 10, doesn't actually have a limit of how many, but these ones have over 5 properties actively listed right now. Again, single host and active host. Okay, this is the first thing I see. Then we have occupancy. As I told you, the system will allow you to see which are the best seasons in the BnB market. In this particular area, you see that the best seasons are actually we're getting to it in March with an 80% occupancy in March. The next best is July with an 86%. The lowest would be September with a 67%. However, even though it's the lowest, you see there is still a pretty good percentage of occupancy in the at the very lowest of the occupancy rate. Average daily rate. The average daily rate is how much this properties, this host charge per day in this particular area. These are the listings. And the average daily rate is, as you see, it's also listed by month. And they're pretty much over the whole year, ranging from 175 per day up to 221 per day. So they're in the ballpark of 170 to 220. That's the average daily rate in this area for per day rentals. Then we have revenue. In the last 12 months, the revenue is a total monthly income. Does not include taxes, service charges, or additional charges. This is the net additional revenue, the revenue per month for the properties. That is, a property is being listed per days. However, along the whole month, it's rented an X amount of days, and the estimate of revenue for these properties in the month would be on the top month, 5,000 per month, 5,326, 500, 257. There actually stays very steady throughout this first half of the year. Then it drops. Remember that in the previous charts, we saw that September was at its lowest. However, being at its lowest in September, as I told you, it was a 62% of occupancy, that it wasn't really that low. And that you can also see here that even at its lowest, the revenue per month is 3,260. Then picking up again up to 5,243. So it goes along with the occupancy, being that the lowest occupancy that we saw in the previous chart goes along with the revenue that September was the lowest. And here again is you have the lowest revenue. However, it's a pretty decent revenue when you look at it. And again, this one shows you in another way the revenue per available rental listings divides daily rentals revenue by the number of listings available for rent, the number of displayed, the average of the daily revenue for available listings in the last months. So again, September is the lowest. We have that December, it picked up quite a bit. Then you have a comparable of regular rentals. In this area, of course, you will not only find bed and breakfast per day rentals, you will always, as always, have been, you will find regular rentals. The idea of showing you the regular rentals is if you're planning on buying a property here and putting it for rent, it will show you if it's better for you to put it for rent as a regular rental. Of course, it's less hassle, but it shows you what the difference between putting it for rent as a regular or as a BnB, what's the benefit for you? First of all, you have which type of properties are most looked for regular rentals, as opposed to the bed and breakfast that we had that the most looked for was 1 bedroom. For regular rentals, we have the most looked for are 2 bedrooms. Again, the type of multi-list, the owners that have listings, the single listings are almost 2,000, and the multi-listings that they have more than 1 listing are 1,064. Then you have places. This will show you the number of listings, the occupancy, the average daily rate, the revenue. This shows you not only in the different areas that we're looking at right now here in Miami-Dade. I'm going to zoom into the map. I'm going to go into a particular area. As you see here, you have different colorings in different areas. The different colorings tell you which areas have more BnB listings. As you see, the dark green has between 76 and 100%. The light green is 51 to 75. The yellow ones are 26 to 50, and the red ones 1 to 25. So the areas where there are less per day rentals are in red, and the areas where there are more per day rentals are the dark green. So I'm going to click on one of the ones that are dark green and zoom into that area. Okay, here in this particular zip code 33133, we have 827 listings. I'm going to click and go, and the map will automatically zoom into that area. It will change all the charts to show me this particular area. And it will show me each specific property. This little dots show me regular rentals and BnB rentals. If I take off the BnB rentals, the green ones are the regular rentals. I can click on one of them and it will show me the information on the property. I can click on it. This one is a regular rental. Miami gives me all the information, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, average price 115. This is a regular rental, but the system, what it does, it takes the monthly amount that they pay for monthly, and it divides in 30 days so that you can compare how much per day is being paid for these properties. So it has an occupancy rate of 100%. Of course, you will always see that the occupancy rate for regular rentals is 100 or very close to 100. Usually it's 96, 95, 92. because it takes into account that the property is being rented for 6 months, a year, maybe the lease is for 2 years. So when it's not 100%, it's because maybe it's between leases, so it's taking into account all the properties, and some properties are between leases, so that's why it will not always be 100%, but it will always be very close, as opposed to the B&B rentals that you will always have occupancy percentage. If you see here, this is the occupancy rate for B&B in this area is 77%. The number of booked days divided by the total numbers of days available for rent. Properties with no reservations are excluded. So as I told you, the regular rentals will always have a very high percentage because the lease is for the whole year. And when you get most properties that are already leased, a couple properties are between leases, so you will have properties that you will always have a very high percentage. The occupancy rate for B&B depends on it's per day, so there will be days that are not rented, maybe even a week. So there will always be a percentage below what the regular rentals is. However, what this will also allow you to see is the number of, okay, so let's go one by one. Active rentals. The number of listings available. In this area, we have the active rentals for B&B are 678 and regular rentals 109. The average daily rate, that is what is charged per day. In the case of the regular rentals, we divide what they pay for the whole month and divide it by 30. In B&B, the average daily rate in this particular zip code is 154, and for regular rentals, 85. So taking in account the average daily rate and the occupancy, even though the regular rentals are have a much higher occupancy at the end of the day or at the end of the month, you see that the revenue for regular rentals is lower than that of the per day rentals. The revenue is the total income, does not include taxes, service charges, or additional charges. So in this particular area, the difference is 52%. That is, for the whole month, the revenue for B&B properties in this area is 3,606, and for regular rentals, 375. So here on the map, I was showing you regular rentals. Let's turn off regular rentals and turn on the per day rentals. Let's click on one of them, and I have the information here. Entire place, entire residential home in Miami, 3 bedrooms, 6 guests, 4 beds, 1 bathroom, average price $250, occupancy rate. Well, this is, let's take another one. Maybe this one hasn't been in B&B too much, and that's why it still doesn't have any data for that. So let's take another one. I clicked on another little dot, and that took me to entire place, entire townhouse in Miami, 3 bedrooms, 7 guests, 5 beds, 2.5 bathrooms, average price $298, average occupancy 93%, at revenue 8,427. This is the estimate of this property being with an average occupancy of 93, they get an average revenue per month of over $8,000. So the additional revenue of this property, if it was put as compared to if it was put for rent as a regular rental, is 217%. That is, you're getting a little over twice what you would be getting if you put the property for rent in regular rental. If I click on the actual property, it will take me to that listing in Airbnb. Let's wait for it to load. It's loading. There it comes. This is just for reference. The idea of BnBvestor is not for you to rent. It's for you to know how to rent or know how the rental business is and help you get through all the information needed to succeed in this type of business. However, this is for your reference, so you know what this particular property that you were looking in the BnBvestor offers, so you have an idea. Let's go back. We can look at another one. Let's click on this one. Okay, entire place, entire condominium, condo in Miami, 2 bedrooms, 6 guests, 3 beds, 2 bathrooms, average price 400. Again, this one hasn't been too long in here, and that's why it doesn't have occupancy rate and average revenue. Let's click another one. Okay, entire place, entire residential home in Miami, 2 bedrooms, 4 guests, 2 bed, 2 bath, average price 275. This one has an average occupancy of 50%, so it's occupied half of the time. It isn't as successful as the first one that we saw. However, the average revenue is 4,181. If I click on it again, it will take me to the listing of on Airbnb, so I can take a look at the property and see what it looks like and see what I would have to offer to get this type of, to be able to ask for this amount for per night and have this type of revenue. Let's go back. Again, in this particular area, we can see the occupancy rate. It's pretty much similar to the rest of Miami-Dade. The best month being March. Stays pretty much steady for the first half of the year, and then drops in August and September, September being the lowest. Again, even at its lowest, it's 67%. It's not that bad of a deal, even at its lowest. And the average daily rate, it stays pretty much steady throughout the year, being at its highest at 175 and at its lowest in September and 124. Seasonality, we can see it here in another way. The best are the ones that are in dark green. However, the green ones, occupancy rate 50, 60, 63. The yellow ones, or not yellow, but it's apple green, are the lowest. That we see in September is the lowest. End of December is the best. It's a pretty good season. Then we have best rentals. Again, we see what type of properties are the best for this, being the best would be apartment, condos, villas, and studios, 118%. House with 3 bedrooms, house with 4 bedrooms, an apartment condo with 2 bedrooms would be the lowest here. Here you can get a list of the host, so you can see a list of the current hosts in the area and what each one of them have to offer at this moment, and what is the revenue that they get. For example, let's see, Natalia has 32 listings in the area with an additional revenue with an average daily rate of 200. She has in overall in her 32 properties a 76% occupancy. Monthly revenue per property is for 4,600. Rental cost 2,300. Total monthly revenue, accounting for all the 32 properties, is 147,000. A total rental cost is 76,000, and potential additional revenue 71,000. Of course, this is a super host with 32 properties. There is quite a bit of super host. This is a 26 listing host. This is a 24 listing host, 17, 14. Let's look for one that has less listings. Let's see, 6, 5, 4, 4. Let's look at Anna that has 3 listings. Okay, Anna has 3 listings with an average daily rate of $342 with an occupancy rate of 85. The properties that she has between 2 to 6 bedroom beds, 2 to 4 bathrooms, and with space for 8 to 16 people. The monthly revenue for Anna is per property. The monthly revenue of Anna per property is 8,840. The rental cost for Anna is 2,375. The total monthly revenue is 26,520. This is for all 3 listings that she has. This is the total revenue without taking out what taxes, expenses, services. This is the net revenue of she gets on these 3 listings. The potential additional revenue is 19,393, and here you have the 3 properties that she has listed. If I click on it, of course, it will take me to the actual properties. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to host. Let's load more and look for another one. Okay, let's look at Carol. She also has 3 listings. Carol has 3 listings with an average daily rate of 154, occupancy rate of 92. Actually, she's very good at having it occupied most of the time. So she will have a very good uh, monthly revenue. So for the monthly revenue per property is for a little over 4,000. Rental cost is 2,375. Total monthly revenue 12,900, almost 13,000. Total rental cost 7,000 and potential additional revenue 5,000. This potential additional revenue is the difference between renting these 3 properties as regular rentals as opposed to having them rented per day. So if this is what she's getting over what she would be getting for regular rentals. Let's go back. So you see, you can look at all the people that have listings right now and look how much they are getting for the listing. This one, this RG Homes has only 2 listings. Let's look. This says 2 listings and actually shows me 3. I don't know. Here it is. Actually, it seems the same picture, but maybe he decorates them just the same. He has 2 listings with an average daily rate of 463 with an occupancy of 74%, monthly revenue 10,000, rental cost 2,000, and total monthly revenue 20,000 with a total rental cost of 4,000. So it has a potential additional revenue of 16,000. Then if I click on it, it will take me to see the actual property. Okay, let's go back. Okay, apart from the information on the actual rentals, let's look at guest origins. Where the people that rent in this area come from. Most of them, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. Most of the guests that rent in this area come from Miami. They're not from the next guest origin would be New York, New York, United States, Chicago, Illinois, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Orlando. This again is Tampa. So most of the guests are actually come from inside of the same state, and the next people that rent in this area come from New York. Okay, so another thing that you can see here in BnB that will help you if you're giving it a thought about incurring this in the bed and breakfast business. BnB will show you, it takes out from the listings, whether the rentals or the active listings for sale, it looks for properties that BnBvestor considers that would be good to put into this type of business, and it shows them to you so you can maybe buy them or rent them. Have in mind that you don't actually have to buy the property to put it on BnB. You can rent, of course. You have to have that's something that you have to talk with the owner when you rent it, that you are going to put the property on BnB. Not all of them will agree, but there are an important amount of people that do agree. Remember that even though the for you to put a property in BnB, the maintenance and you have to keep the property in top shape. So that's something that someone that is renting their house might be interested in, because I know that if I rent my house to you, my property to you, and you're going to put it on BnB, you are going to make sure that property is always in top shape. So that is something that is good for me. So yes, you are getting a profit out of my property, but I don't have the hassle of having it and putting it myself on BnB. I'm sure that my property will be taken care of. So there is a all happy situation here. So that's what BnB will show you here in rental deal and buy a deal. Let's go to rental deal. So what is it that I'll find in rental deal? In rental deal, I will find properties that are up for rent right now that the system, let's go back to I'm looking at Miami-Dade. It's produced. Remember that, as I told you, if you're a REFX subscriber for all counties, you have access to all of the United States. I'm just reducing my search for Miami-Dade for the purpose of the webinar, okay? So, okay, what do we have here? What we have here are properties that are for rent in the area at this moment that the system considers that would be a good fit for you to rent and put on BnB. Of course, as I just told you, that's something that you have to clear out and talk out with the owner, but it's just putting this information to you in front of you so that you know. As you see, as I move from one to another, it shows me here on the map where the property actually is. So let's look at them. This is Squirrel Gables, 33146, list price for rent is $3,050. Regular rentals and BnB rentals, the system considers that you can get with BnB, as the list price here is $3,500, but the system considers if you put the property in BnB, you can get $5,500. That is with an occupancy. Actually, the occupancy rate in this one is quite low, 33%. However, you will be getting this is a whole year, 55,000. Let's look at another one. Let's look at this one. This is being rented for $2,400 per month, fully renovated modern space, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms with laundry room, first floor entry on the second duplex, kitchen, feature marble countertops. etc., etc., etc. Regular rental, occupancy 97 with BnB 60, and revenue, putting it in BnB would be 37,000. If I click on the little arrow, it shows me all the details on the property. Again, the average daily rate, the occupancy, the revenue, the multifamily. I click on website. Oh, that took me back. Okay, so let's go back. So these are properties that the system considers and shows you because they would be a good fit to put in Airbnb at that, and they're being put for rent. If I go to buy a deal, it will show me properties that are active for sale at this moment. Let's go back to region. Okay, so these are properties that are active for sale. Let's look at one of them. The list price is $650K. This is a charming 5 bedrooms. If we remember, the best type of properties in this area are 2 bedrooms. So this one is a 5 bedrooms. So let's look for a 2 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms was the second best. 3 bedrooms, 4, 3, 5, 4, 4. Oh, there is no 2. 6, 3. We'll have to look for 7. 2. Here's a 2 bedroom. So okay, this has a list price of 1 million. So let's look for another one. 1 bedroom. We'll have to look for a or a 3 bedroom property. So it seems to be, I apologize for that because I'm looking at the prices of these properties and I really do think there seems to be an error. Maybe there are properties that cost 6 million, but it really doesn't strike me that there is a property with a list price of 39 millions. Condo, step inside with me, the pinnacle of a penthouse, live in echo, an apartment of ultra lux. Oh, maybe 39 million. Hope that I had that kind of money, but no. List price. Let's take a look. Let's do something. This is Miami-Dade. This is the property that's active for sale. And remember that you do have re-effects. So let's take a look. 2435 Northwest. 2435 Northwest. Let's click on search. Select Miami-Dade. What was it? 2435 Northwest. 2435 Northwest. 132 ND. 132 ND. 132 ND. And let's click on search. Here we have it. Well, it seems it is the list price. $2 million, $3 million. That is the list price. This is a foreclosure property with a debt to equity of 58. It has the listing details. Everything included, as when you see it, you'll know it's a beauty, a hidden gem. For sale. Central air conditioning, heat, comparables. Have active comps. Properties are active for sale at this moment in the area. Rental comps. There are no rental comps in this area for this property. This one has a mortgage. The initial mortgage was a 52, but it has a known debt of 181 right now. Well, just remember, you're looking at BnB, but if in case of doubt, remember that you do have REFX to check the information on the properties. You can look at the pictures. In any case, as I said, these are properties that are listed for sale that the system considers that would be a good fit to put an Airbnb. You don't have to, if you're thinking about BnB, you can look for your properties as you will do here in REFX. And then look at the area of the property here in BnB. When you click here, and let's go back to the actual BnB. If you already have a property, or if you're looking at a property, that's, for example, let's look for comparables, and let's look at this property and copy this one. Let's say I'm looking at this property and I wonder, well, how would this property work in Airbnb? I can come back here, click on search, click on address, put the address here. And click on apply. It looked for the property. And it shows me all the information in the area. Actually, that area, the rental index was in the ground. up to October of 21, and it picked up in October, and it's hopefully it's steadily going up. In this area, the rental types are 4 bedrooms. We have super host, mostly single host, but we have 1 super host and 1 multi-host and 5 single host. Only 1 regular rental and the rest are BnB rentals. The red ones are BnB rentals. The green one is regular rentals. If you click here and take it off, it goes off. I can take off the BnB rentals. And the property that I'm looking at is this one. So the revenue in this area is at its lowest 1,500, well, 1,300, and at its highest 700. As we saw in the previous chart, it actually was a bad year in this area for regular rentals. That's why it's steadily low here, but it picked up quite a bit from October on. So that is what BnBvestor is made for. If you still have questions, please feel free to give us a call and schedule a coaching. Look through the previous webinars and look on other webinars about BnB. Open a chat. Remember that you always have the option to chat with us. Here in BnB, you don't have the blue bubble that you have in REFX. You have here this. And with here, as the same as with REFX, from Monday through Friday, from 9 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon, we'll answer you as soon as we see your question there and try to help you as best as we can. Or if you're working on a weekend, just leave your question there and we'll answer you as soon as we come in the next day. Feel free to give us a call and schedule a coaching if you want. If you still have questions about BnB or about any other of our systems or in REFX, just give us a call and schedule a coaching and we'll be happy to schedule one for you. Remember our coaching, we offer coaching from 9 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon from Monday through Friday. We do make special, if you can fit your appointment and those in that time frame, we do make some certain exceptions. Not very often, but we can do it for you. So please give us a call. We are always here to serve you. It was a pleasure talking to you today and have a great weekend. Bye.